What is up, guys? It's great to see you. We're back again with another release from Storm Arena. Today we're bringing you the White Gi Ken, the exclusive from BigBadToyStore. Now this came out of nowhere. This was a shock drop on their website about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and he just arrived at my door. So you know we've been pumping out these variants. We've been taking a look at a few of them. So let's jump into this one. So today we'll be doing a quick overview of the exclusive BigBadToyStore White Gi Ken, one of the 6 variants from the Alpha 3 Ken. And we're going to be doing a one-to-one comparison today with the Player 1 Ken. We're going to be showing you the differences here, what might be exactly the same, what might differ just a little bit, and if this is a valuable exclusive to pick up or not. So let's get into the review. Here's our Player 1 original Ken. We're going to be taking a look at them side by side. So here's both figures with their respective loadouts. We're going to go over which accessories come with which version. We're going to look over the differences between each figure and let you know if this exclusive is worth picking up over the original Player 1 Ken. So here's both figures side by side. They are the exact same sculpt, but Storm Arena is providing a few extra goodies in these exclusive packs to make it a little more worth your while. So let's get into what each one comes with. Each figure comes with a secondary head, both different here. So the Player 1 Ken comes with his sort of arrogant smirking face, as well as the matching ribbon on his hair, while the BigBadToyStore version comes with his yelling face with the white ribbon in his hair. Now both are good head sculpts, but I think I actually prefer the Player 1 version head sculpt more. There's just something a little off in the Storm Arena yelling head sculpts where they look a little odd. There's something not quite right. I think they need to push some of the emotion a little bit more in these just to make them look a little more convincing. But it is nice that they do come with the extra head sculpt for the exclusive figure. It's not exactly the same. You know, nice paint detail in the mouth, in the teeth, done really well, except for maybe just needing a little bit more when it comes to the emotion in the sculpt. But each one comes with a different head sculpt. Now each one also comes with the same effect piece. There's no difference in color here. His Shoryuken fire uppercut effect, so nice effect piece, but it is going to be the same one that comes with both. Now each one does come with their Hadouken hands with the yellow gloves, so those are the same in each release. And then they also both come with their emoting hands with the peace sign and the sort of come over here finger point. Each of these comes with the same hand sculpts there, but a little bit extra with the exclusive version is he comes with these sort of slightly open grasping hands that are really well sculpted. These are nice hands, so that is a great addition to come with the exclusive version. So all in all, the Player 1 version comes with an additional head sculpt, 3 total hands, and his effect piece. The exclusive is coming with an additional head sculpt, 4 total hands, and the same effect piece as the Player 1. Now, as I mentioned, these are both the exact same sculpt for the exclusive versions, but there are some minor and major differences in the paint here. I think the first major difference that is very obvious is going to be the gi color. The exclusive BigBadToyStore is one of his Player 2, or one of his different ism colors. This is actually his X ism in the white gi with the black belt, and that does carry on to his ribbon in his hair. The Player 1 comes with his standard red gi. Both of these look really nice. Just, you can't go wrong with the classic, but I think they did a pretty good job with the white version. His hair is a slightly different color. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but the white gi version's hair is a brighter yellow than the Player 1 version. It maybe has a little bit less shading throughout, but it's definitely a brighter, more like primary yellow than the Player 1 version. So that is a subtle difference. that maybe you wouldn't have noticed without having these side by side. Now the Player 1 version, his gi has a lot of great shading. You can see here in the crevices, he has some pretty dark shading throughout, which you can see there on the back, behind the legs. While the exclusive white version is more of a stark white, he doesn't seem to have very much shading. If there's any shading, it's very, very light and hard to see. His gi is more of a plain plastic, but a stark white that does look nice on the figure, but it is less shaded than the original Player 1 version. Now this may be hard to see, but the exclusive white gi version, his face paint applications are a little bit different. His eyes are a little darker, the outline is a little bit thicker, which in turn makes his eyes look a little bit larger. So it is slight differences in paint application there, but very, very minor. Would be hard to notice if you didn't have them side by side like this. I also wanted to note the skin tone, or the plastic used on the base skin, is definitely more glossy on the white Big Bad Toy Store exclusive version. You can see that clear here. The original Ken is a nice matte color with some subtle shading there. He doesn't have a ton of shading as he's more of a pale character throughout his body, but you can definitely see the differences in the plastic there. The exclusive version is a much more glossy satin sort of finish instead of the matte finish that we got on the Player 1 version. But let's take off his gi on both of these because I wanted to see if there is a difference in shading between the two. Now here's both figures with their gi removed, and you'll be hard pressed to find differences in the paint application here. Both of them have very, very subtle shading that's hard to catch just with the naked eye. There is some shading there, but they're about equivalent, I would say. The only thing is the gi shading. As you can see here, you can see more of this dark shading in the crotch piece, which just doesn't exist on the exclusive version. So the gis definitely have a difference in their paint application, but the skin tones definitely are very, very similar outside of the finish. As you can see there, their chest pieces match. I would say that's like a one-to-one reuse on their chest pieces, but it might be kind of hard to see here, but like his hard plastic ab piece is much more glossy than the Player 1 version, as well as his arms and his other skin tone pieces. So that's really the only difference that I can notice off of these right off the bat. But you know, outside of that, they're essentially the same figure with very, very minor tweaks. Now this Ken figure, the Player 1 version, is probably my favorite release, or at least at the top 2 of releases from Storm Arena. You know, the poseability is the exact same as Player 1. The joints feel smooth, the joints feel nice and sturdy. His poseability and range on all of his articulation is stellar. This figure is a hard one to beat, so I'm happy to pick up a second version. This is the first alternate colorway exclusive I've picked up of the Ken figure, so I really can't complain because I do love this Ken from Storm Arena. So let's go ahead and talk about the price difference on these. So the original Ken that I picked up from the first wave of releases, and I got him for about $27, $28, which is a stellar price. Now his price has gone up a tiny bit, and he is now going to cost you $29.99 from BigBadToyStore, which is still a great price for a figure of this quality. I will say I didn't notice until doing this video. There is a bit of a QC issue. My Ken does have 2 right thigh pieces. This one is incorrect, but luckily it doesn't affect any of his mobility or anything like that, so that is a bit unfortunate. But the exclusive from BigBadToyStore is only running you an extra $5 from the Player 1 price point, so this guy is running you $34.99, which comes with the new head sculpt, the new set of hands. So the question is it worth the extra $5? Now, I think that it is, because especially if you don't have the original Player 1 Ken, then an extra $5 for this exclusive is a great deal, considering this figure, when it was sold out, was going for $80+ on the aftermarket. Now, we've seen a reissue of the Player One version recently out of Big Bad Toy Store, a fairly limited reissue as it's already sold out, but that was at the $29.99 price point. Now, most of these alternate exclusive colorways for these Storm Arena figures are usually tied into a convention. They're limited to 500, 1,000 pieces, and they're going to end up running you around $50 plus shipping for one of the alternate exclusive colorways. Like my purple Ryu I just picked up ran me close to $60 shipped, where if this figure was to run me $60 shipped with the little that it comes with that is new from the Player One, I might honestly say it's probably not worth it if you already have the Player One version. But because this version out of Big Bad Toy Store was only $35, I will say I think that's a great deal. And I do like the extras that he comes with. Even though I don't love the new yelling head sculpt, it's still nice to have as an option for this figure. And these new additional hand sculpts I think are really nice. I really like the sculpt on these. It's like sharp and dramatic. Really great looking set of hands there. So even just those two new pieces I think is worth the extra $5. Now, if you missed out on this guy and are going to have to pay aftermarket prices of anything over, I would say $40, I would say probably hold out and wait. They're probably going to do another reissue of the Player One Ken for the $29.99, and it would be better for you to grab the original version if the only way you can pick this exclusive up is on the aftermarket for anything over like 40, 50 bucks. I would say once you hit that price point, it's probably not worth it, but still really great figure. I do love this Ken figure. Every time I pick it up and go back to it, I think this is the best one that Storm Arena has released so far. Even though I really like my Sagat and my Player 2 Sagat, there's just something about the poseability and the smoothness of this Ken that is absolutely killer, especially at the $30 to $35 price point. So yes, I do like this figure. I say pick it up if you can at a decent price, but it is currently sold out. So if you don't absolutely have to have the white gi version of Ken, I say hold out. We're most likely going to see another batch of reissue of the Player One version for $30, and that's probably the better way to go. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick review and comparison of the original Ken versus the Big Bad Toy Store's most recent exclusive of the white gi Ken. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I want to thank each and every one of you for the support, for the likes, for the comments, and the subscriptions. And I know we can get to 1,000 together. So please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, as I'll be bringing you plenty more in-depth reviews of Jada and Storm Arena Street Fighter figures, as well as news and updates. But thanks again for watching, guys. Thanks for spending some time with us today, and we'll see ya.